Hi, hello. In this video, we are going to see about an important tool, Project Charter. In fact, the main deliverable from the defined phase is an approved project charter. So what is a project charter, what it will contain, and that is what we are going to learn from this particular video lesson. So these are all the elements of a project charter like business case, problem statement, goal statement, scope statement, timeline, and team members. And let us understand them in a detailed manner. So elements of project charter and then few example templates of project charter we are going to see in this particular lesson. So a project charter is generally a one-page document in which there are 6 important elements. They are business case, problem statement, goal statement, scope statement, project timeline, and then project team members. And of course, after writing all these things, this will be signed by the project leader and then by the finance controller, and then finally it will be approved by the project sponsor. It is the project charter which, when approved by the project sponsor, your project will come into life. So what is a business case? The business case describes why this project is important to the organization. That is why the organization should support your project, right? And this question must be answered, and you can use an appropriate statement. And here is my recommendation, and briefly describing the time, and then what is the pain you are experiencing over that particular period of time, and when you actually improve the process and with an appropriate target, and the gap in your pain metric will lead to what proportion of savings, or what quantum of savings or results your company is going to get. So this is template for a business case, and here is an example in line with that. From June 2021 to June 2022, we experience an average rejection of 2.8%. So there is some kind of manufacturing or assembly process where the rejection is 2.8%, and with a target of 1%, it is estimated that the company can save 40 lakhs annually. And now it seems to be a very good business case. Now, problem statement. So problem statement contains a brief description of the pain being experienced by the organization, right? The problem statement should be related to the voice of the customer, either internal or the external. And that means the problem metric is nothing but the CTQ metric, which is the Y variable. And then problem statement must include the current state of the process in a metric. For example, in the last 12 months, internal rejection rate has increased to 2.8% from a level of 1%. This leads to a cost of poor quality of 40 lakhs annually, besides causing customer dissatisfaction and poor FIRE score for the shop floor. So that means when someone is reading your problem statement, this should give a complete view of the problem that the organization is experiencing. And now the goal statement. So goal statement will define the goal of the project. That means how much improvement is targeted. Goal statement must include the desired state of the metric identified in the problem statement, nothing but the pain metric. Goal statement should be SMART, which means your goal should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bounded. And see here, there is an example of goal statement. Achieve 3.8 sigma level from the current 3.4 by demolishing 65% of the current rejection rate within 180 days. That means the goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, as well as time bounded. Another example for goal statement: increase the employee motivation survey score from the current 42% to 70% by end of third quarter 2017. I mean, all the 5 principles of SMART is maintained while writing the goal statement. And then the scope statement. The scope of the project should clearly describe the physical boundaries of the project. The scope defines what is included in the project and what is excluded in the project. Scope can include product families, geographical areas, departments, etc. For example, in the particular project where we are aiming for improving the sigma level from 3.4 to 3.8, we were trying to reduce a specific percentage of defect, and now the kind of defects that will be accounted is length undersize rejection and cup bulb D-shaped rejection. That means these two kind of defects are addressed in our project. We have written it as in scope, and out of scope is all other type of rejections. There are so many type of defects that are happening, but we are attacking only two type of defects, and all remaining defects are considered out of scope, right? Similarly, you can scope your project properly. I mean, the project boundaries should be made clear. Timeline. The timeline describes the key milestone and when they will be completed. Typically, for a DMAX Six Sigma project, the time for the completion of each of the 5 phases should be mentioned. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. You can also have a kickoff before a define, and then you can also have a project closure after control. And this is a specific typical timeline template where you can see the project start date mentioned, and then start date and end date for the define, measure, analyze, improve, and control are indicated. And then finally the completion date is given. Percentage completion is also written. And then the current status is written in the form of a with the heading health. And then project team members. Team members section should include all the resources that are required to work on the project. Typically mentioned in the team member section are project sponsor, name should be indicated, key stakeholders should be defined, and project team members, project leader, and then subject matter experts should be indicated in the team members. And see here, there is a specific project charter template. You can see the business case is written here. Here the business case is reducing the weld repair, and thereby we can achieve a saving of 3,500 OMR. And similarly, the problem statement is out of 15,542 weld joints inspected, 122 joints were found to have some defects, right? And similarly, the goal is set, the current rejection rate of 0.45, and it is set to an ambitious goal of 0%. And then the project is scoped a specific grade of pipe, the specific type of welding process is considered in this project. The starting point of the welding process, ending point of the welding process are indicated here so that the project is scoped properly, and project plan is given here, and then team selection, champion, master black belt, and all those details are given here. So this is another example of project charter. This is what we have been discussing in terms of the sigma level. See here, we are trying to reduce the rejection percentage from 2.8 to 1 in the production line A. And we are also targeting a saving of 4 lakhs annually by shifting the sigma level from 3.4 to 3.8. And in order to achieve that, we are demolishing 65% of the overall rejections within a time period of 180 days. And then the opportunity statement, nothing but the problem statement. We are actually reducing the rejection from 2.8% to 1%. And we are saving around 30,000 rupees per month. And moreover, because of this problem, the rejected items are occupying the shop floor, creating inventory, and moreover, the shop floor 5S score is also getting dropped. And so the goal statement is set, and then scope statement is given, and then project timelines are drawn, and then project team members are declared. And this is another format, and there is no strict rule, hard and fast rule to have a specific format. If your company is already having one, please follow that. Otherwise, you can create one, but ultimately it should have all the 6 elements what we have discussed. And finally, the project should be authorized by the project sponsor, and then it should have the signature of the project leader and the financial controller. And project team structure, you can have it like this, right? The project sponsor, the project champion, team leader, and then the team member. And if you are engaging any external consultant, right? And all those details can be given in the form of a team structure. And then roles and responsibility card for each and every member in the team can be clearly drafted so that people clearly know what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do. And also the project schedule in the form of a Gantt chart is created where you can see the overlapping activities, and see to that you provide enough resources wherever the activities are overlapping. or otherwise, if it is going on smoothly, you can execute them very smoothly. And so what is that we have learned here? Project charter is a living document. The important elements of the project charter are business case, problem statement, goal statement, scope statement, timeline, and then team members. So business case should speak about the business consequences or and the business results. And this is what we call it as Z variable, right? And problem statement should describe about the problem, Y variable. We also fix target only for the Y variable, and thereby our Z variable will improve. Goal statement should be always SMART, which means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bounded. Project charter must be approved by the project sponsor for the project to come live, right? So I hope the project charter is properly understood, the elements part of it. And then please remember the project charter is a living document, which means as and when there is no major deviation, the project charter should be re-updated and then should be reapproved, right? So that's why we call it as a living document, right? Hope you have understood all the aspects of the project charter. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.